6 The Big Bang Theory characters better in young Sheldon, and 7 who are worse. Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and give this video a like. Young Sheldon's storytelling and conclusion are hampered by CBS's insistence that the show and The Big Bang Theory take place in the same universe, despite plot flaws. Characters like Sheldon, Mary, George, Missy, and Mima are portrayed as superior to their adult counterparts in The Big Bang Theory while they are younger. Tam and the Pasadena group, Amy, Howard, and Sheldon's friends, are portrayed by young Sheldon as being worse than they are on The Big Bang Theory, with Tam being more nasty and the Pasadena gang's appearances being too fleeting to have any real effect. Young Sheldon and The Big Bang Theory both take place in the same universe, even if they portray the same people in different ways. It is well known that the show's plots are so inconsistent with one another that it would be preferable to place them in other universes. CBS, however, insists they are related to one another. This poses problems for young Sheldon's narrative, because following the existing canon requires it to address complex plots and conclude earlier than desired. Insisting that it is set in the same world as The Big Bang Theory is bad for the nerd-centric sitcom in addition to what it means for young Sheldon's future. Many of the characters in the series are portrayed differently, yet many of them are shared. While some of them excel in the Mothership series, others are far superior in young Sheldon. Although the CBS TV program franchise was spawned by The Big Bang Theory, young Sheldon outperforms its parent series in many ways. Given the success of Jim Parsons' Sheldon, it makes reasonable that CBS decided to add a show about the character to the Big Bang Theory universe. There is a lot of attention on young Sheldon, at least in the first few seasons, because he serves as the origin tale of the socially awkward genius. It is evident from this that young Sheldon's portrayal of the character is superior to that of his adult counterpart. Ian Armitage's rendition is considerably more thoughtful and calm than Parsons. He is more in control of his emotions and genuinely cares about other people without being persuaded. Mary Cooper made the most appearances on The Big Bang Theory, second only to Sheldon. The Pasadena gang spent a large deal of time with her because she frequently came to Pasadena to see how her son was doing. She is definitely superior in young Sheldon based on all of her appearances on The Big Bang Theory. Mary from The Big Bang Theory is a nasty and critical person who uses her religion as an excuse for her bad behavior. She isn't as rude or abrasive in the prequel, but she is still committed to her faith. Sheldon's love of narrating childhood tales gave birth to young Sheldon. In addition to talking about his amazing experiences as a young genius growing up in Texas, his anecdotes were mostly about his father. Regretfully, the most of them were disparaging. George was unable to defend himself against Sheldon's charge that he was a bad father because he was unable to appear physically in The Big Bang Theory. The prequel's largest contradiction with its parent series is young Sheldon's persistent refutation of this interpretation. Despite his imperfections, George is unquestionably a devoted family man. Missy didn't spend much time on The Big Bang Theory like Mary did, but she struck a chord with viewers right away. But whatever the nerdy sitcom told us about her character, young Sheldon added a whole other dimension. She has grown to be one of the most adored characters in the series as the prequel explores her story. Missy has often demonstrated that she is the greatest Cooper because, in addition to being endearing and funny, she is also incredibly devoted and emotionally mature for her age. Although she has been going through some difficult times, it is not unusual for a teenager to feel invisible to those she cares about. Georgie didn't show up on The Big Bang Theory until season 11, right before Sheldon and Amy were married, because of a falling out. As young Sheldon portrays him, he was already a prosperous businessman at that point. However, Georgie's behavior as an adult differed greatly from that of his young Sheldon counterpart. Given how wonderful he was with Mandy's unplanned pregnancy, it is unfortunate that he seemed conceited and even a little playboyish. There has been significant discussion regarding Georgie's contradictory portrayal, while Mima has received less attention. Although Sheldon's affection for his grandma was well established in The Big Bang Theory, June Squibb's portrayal of the character didn't align with even his depiction of her in the nerdy sitcom, who can be cruel and snobbish. The portrayal of young Sheldon, however, is more tender and affectionate but is not a softie. Young Sheldon was in its second year when The Big Bang Theory was in its last year. CBS came up with a strategy to deepen its connection to its prequel, because it saw that the nerd-centric sitcom's heyday was coming to an end. The Big Bang Theory Season 12 debuted Tam, Sheldon's childhood closest friend, long before the one-time Young Sheldon crossover, in which Sheldon watched a DVD of his father encouraging his football team. Companion. They had fallen out, and he had never spoken of him until then. Although the Tam in the main series was kind and mature, the Tam in Young Sheldon can be ignorant and even harsh. In a technical sense, the only people who have voiced Young Sheldon are Amy and Howard. Sheldon has now enlisted his wife twice to assist him with the voiceover for the prequel. Amy and Sheldon disclose that they have a kid called Leonard Cooper during their first guesting appearance. They openly discuss their marital partnership after her second outing. Howard, however, was enlisted to assist Sheldon in revealing the real cause of his hatred for engineers and engineering. Their appearances in Young Sheldon are all unique, particularly because they took place after the conclusion of The Big Bang Theory. However, they were far too short to have any real effect. In fact, Sheldon's friends actually appeared in the Young Sheldon Season 2 finale, which was made especially to commemorate the conclusion of The Big Bang Theory, together with the rest of the Pasadena group. Only at the end of the program, when the socially awkward genius was crying over his failed Nobel Prize listening party, did the gang make an appearance. As Sheldon sat down by himself in the room, CBS showed what his friends were doing. Cooper's garage for the winner's announcement. But none of the cast members of The Big Bang Theory came back for this. The network was forced to use young actors instead. Although it was endearing, the Pasadena gang's personalities were not sufficiently highlighted. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube Young Sheldon 24 channel and stay with TS.